This is another part of Startup Corner. A little different, jumping around a little bit. Arovia. Um, they have what they have is a pop-up screen projector. You can use it either as a front projector, but they have this thing that works kind of like an umbrella and it pops up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what you get is when you're all done is this popped up screen. This picture I took. This is the creator of it, and this was at lunch. You can see the pizza. This was at the Venetian for lunch. That's you did you go through lunch, you go through breakfast. There's meetings everywhere. And I think this was like a 2 or 3. This is like a 2 o'clock lunch too. Like I said, I didn't get over to the media center for lunch very often. Anyway, what's really impressive to me as a guy who worked on rear projectors for a little bit is how uniform it is. Actually, this picture, the thing I like to show, this is a test pattern. You notice how there's no hot spot in the center. That's
Mhm.
actually very impressive. And one of the things that they did is to figure out how to do a pop-up mechanism, but also not have a hot spot. So to me, it feels a little anachronistic, but the concept of their product is for a guy. It's basically your traveling businessman, salesman, whatnot, where you wanted a really big screen. This is like twice the size of a tablet. Okay, so you can imagine you have like two very large tablets side by side. I think it's like 25-inch screen, something like that. So it allows you to bring a big screen with you, or when you need to project a big image on the wall. This is captured from their site. These are all this one inset picture is what I took. All the rest is from the website. This guy's been working on this for like 5 years. He spent the pandemic in China.
Oh, wow.
It shows you the level of dedication.
Yeah.
Um, he's out of Rice. Another TI fellow knew I worked in displays. I knew I had some connections in the display world. And I very loosely tried to guide him and help him a little bit. I tried to discourage him from doing this product even a little bit, and I don't tell people no. I try to help people when they come to me, particularly startups, because maybe they got the next Apple computer, but so I try not to be too discouraging. I do try to make sure they're aware of the problems and that this is going to be a tough challenge. And I think this journey's been like 5 years. I think I first met this guy or by phone. I think it was the first time we met in person. That's the beauty of CES. Everybody gets to actually see each other.
Oh,
Um, but um, but he's been working on this for 5 years. They've got some sales. I think this is their second. I think they're coming out with a new generation of product and all. But this is DLP based. Just like everybody else, he's been hit by DLP price increases, so that's got him's kind of scrambling because everything goes up. DLP is right now the price. That's a common thread I heard from several people was prices on DLP stuff. It keeps going up. Because he's DLP based right now, he was in the DLP suite or DLP demo area. I tried to get in the DLP area. A little funny story. I went over there and they needed a handler, and it turned out I was so busy. They'd gotten a handler. They wouldn't let a media person walk around loose,
right.
even though I was an old TI fellow and all that, and they know me in there. But I had to get a handler in. By the time the handler got back to my cell phone, I was on my way to the airport. By the time I saw their message, because I didn't hear it go off, it's CES. So anyway, that's classic CES story. But anyway, neat product. It works quite well I was impressed by how well it worked. So it does work. Dedication out the yin yang. This is like 5 years living in China for 2 years during the pandemic to get this to happen. That's kind of what it is a small startup. But he's worked his tail off. If this doesn't happen, if this doesn't take off, this guy's got life experience that's going to be extremely valuable going forward. And hopefully his product works. I mean, he says they've got a customer base. If they can get he's working the thing of you got to get the price right, you got to do this and, that kind of stuff. So